What's up, everybody? It's your favorite, that baby's got a big head, favorite nerd, and today we are talking about the Master-Made Trypticon. This is on loan to me from Ace from Realm of Collectors, also from a show, Figure Banging on YouTube's. So, let's talk about this fella. There's a lot to talk about, and one of the things that takes up a lot of the time here are the accessories. So I'm going to move him to the side, and then we're going to talk about the accessories, and then we're going to talk about how they plug into him, so to speak. So he comes with two of these, and they're nice enough, translucent plastic in there. We got this nice little lettered paint. It's on the whole figure, little details like this. That's pretty cool. And then the orange paint to kind of tie it all together. You know, not super amazing or anything, but nothing wrong with it, and it looks pretty cool, and I think it's a cool sculpt and it's a cool design. So I don't have any complaints. You get two of those, and of course they have pegs here, and they have 1, 2, 3, and kind of a possible fourth port, which might go with these. You get 4 of these. We're taking a look at 2 at the second. They're all pretty much the same. You got the gray paint on there, the yellow paint in the center, and once again, cool sculpts, and we got the pegs, no ports. So obviously you can plug them in. Oh, these hinge, I should say. So these articulate. But, you know, you can plug these in wherever you would like and do stuff, you know. But that's not all. He comes with 2 of these. Once again, plenty of ports and yellow paint, and I think that's purple plastic. So I think it's just the yellow paint. Some purple paint in there, maybe? Either way, purple plastic, gray plastic, yellow paint at least. And then 2 pegs and all sorts of ports. He comes with 2 of these. Once again, the lettering, the paint in the light gray, purple plastic, gray plastic, and I think this is purple plastic as well for the missile pods. They look cool, they look good. We got, I don't know if that one will work. Yeah, they should. Ports and pegs, at least on one side of each. And these also rotate, so you can have it, you know, some options in terms of how you plug it together. And then we have this, which I'm guessing is kind of a callback to the little car thing that he came with. This thing rotates around, and it can be used as more stability later on. And then the handle bit flips up. And then you can also have it like this if you want, like a little spaceship. Or you can have that being the front, whatever you want to do. Use your imagination, folks. Your options are limitless. Now let's talk about the pegs here, and ports rather. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 ports to plug all that stuff into however you want to plug it in. So you can, 12, 13, I forget where we were. But anyway, this guy's filled with them. Here's another one. Every time you look around, it's another place to plug an accessory into, and that's pretty cool. For this guy, I like him a lot, but that's neither here nor there for the moment, is it? Ball peg head, so you get the swivel all the way around. You get up a fair bit. Oh, it's on an additional hinge, that's why. So you can get it in line. And, of course, the swivel is there. So not really down any, but you can at least get it flush, which I think is ultimately fine. For the head, once again, we have this little lettering, detailing, and symbols and stuff on the face, so that's cool. We got purple plastic, we got orange paint. Now this orange paint goes a little bit out the lines here. The other side is much cleaner, so individual results will obviously vary. You can articulate the jaw, which causes the eyebrows to kind of get intimidating, and that's awesome. And kind of feels like magic when you do it. And then the little joint in there between these 2 pieces, which we'll talk about in a second, kind of looks like an eyeball, if you see it in there, to me. But I just think it's a cool little touch. All the teeth are painted. Nope, it's an additional piece of plastic. It's a great piece of plastic, disregard. And then the little cannon here articulates. Jaw opens to here, closed to there. Let's see if it gets any more. Nope, still. And then we have this piece, which when you push it, it lifts up the canopy here a little bit, and then you can move that up, and you get the little signature nose cannon. So that's cool. Nothing to complain about there. Arms are on hinges, and then the hinges are attached to ball pegs. So you can move them up so that you can get more extreme motion using the ball peg, which is fine. And the only problem is getting the one piece to stay in while you just use the ball peg. That can be a little frustrating, but it's not the worst thing in the world. For the arms, we got multiple different plastics, including the gray and the lighter gray, as well as the purple plastic here on the hand, and we have purple paint there, and then turquoise plastic inside. We're breaking up the sculpt nicely and the color palette nicely. The elbow is a single joint, but it gets you almost I'd say the full range, to be honest. I mean, it's 90 degrees, but you got this thing here, so you know it's this that's stopping it, not the joint. Then we have a ball peg for the wrist, so you get up and down, you get side to side, and then all the fingers are on their own individual hinge. I mean, obviously this is the same hinge, but you can articulate each finger separately because they're separate pieces of plastic. So all the way open and all the way closed, no problems. Same for the other side. For the torso, we don't have any sort of ab crunch or waist swivel or anything like that, but we do get this little light up feature here, which is operated by pushing that button there through the translucent piece. We have orange paint, we have turquoise paint, we got a little bit of orange in the turquoise right there, and then, you know, kind of the same sort of stylings that we've been seeing throughout. So that's nice. For the legs, huge ball joints, if you can see in there. Still fairly limited in range though, kind of the traditional Trypticon out to there, and then you get the swivel full range, so that's fine. Knee joint, ratcheted, single joint, gets you straight legged and 90 degrees, so that's fine. Ankle, we have a tilt. Well, alright, so that's straight, right? We have a one click up. Oh, that's straight, so it's basically 2 clicks up. Disregard, nothing back. And then the rocker is on a hinge at the toe, basically. And then the toe also hinges for a toe tilt. So plenty of options there, but the rocker is not extreme. However, neither is the angle that you can get the leg out, so I think it's all appropriate. For the stylizations and such, we have the translucent plastics, we have the turquoise and dark gray plastics, the light gray plastics, and then the paint of the little coating and lettering and stuff done throughout. All looks pretty good. The feet are die cast and painted gray, so that's nice as well. For the tail, you can bring it in here, and there's a little peg there, and it will stay secured in kind of the traditional Trypticon pose, or you can unpeg it and get a little bit more wiggle room out of it. It's on a massive double ball peg there, so it articulates at both sides, and so is this piece to this piece on the same style double ball peg, so you get all the way over to there, all the way over to there, up to there, and down to there. You have this piece here, which you can flip out if you just like that look aesthetically better. I personally prefer it down, which I think is also the intended way it's supposed to be. And yeah, that's this guy. And size comparison wise, there he is with the G1 Trypticon, and also looking super cute. And also next to their Metroplex, which we will be looking at soon. So let's transform this fella. This piece here, if you lift up, you can rotate it around. That'll get the head back. The sides are tabbed in just like G1 and open up. They are a little ornery, but you should get it. Rotate the legs and the arms as you need it to be. Why am I getting jammed up there? There we go. And then these pieces here on the side secure it. If you push on one end, they will come around, and then they lock in on that little tab there. For the tail, at this point, you want to make sure that it's locked in to that tab that we were talking about, and that sits up like that. And then the rest of this is a little on the willy-nilly side. You just sort of tuck the hands back as best you can, rotate the legs out, and I think that's pretty much it. Now, I know that that is not impressive, and I get you. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to double check that that's right, first of all. And actually, before we do that, let's go hands. Let's go tripod free for a minute. All the orange and stuff in here and these little like plates and whatnot, they all look really cool. It really makes the whole piece pop, as does the orange on the side and so forth. So all that stuff works really well. I'm going to get it armed up. I think it's going to make it look a little bit more impressive. So there it is in a way that I've armed it up. I'm not sure if there's a proper way to arm it up, but is there ever really a proper way to arm it up? Isn't it always up to our imaginations and our creativity and whatnot? And this lends itself to that. You can do whatever you want with it in terms of how things are plugged together. I got the 2 guns attached to the big gun here, these 2 in the front, the little bird cage thing in there, and the little side rockets. And you know what? I think it's fine. You know, is it obtuse? Of course it is. But all of these alt modes with these city bots have always historically been obtuse and vague. So I think it's fine. And now we're ready to move on. I've de-armed them with the exception of this thing, and that's because there is one thing I wanted to mention. If you put the 2 missile pods here on the back and then put this here, it will lift the whole piece up off the ground a bit if that's something that you want to do, which is totally up to you. To go to base mode, you just have to untab this, very G1 once again, and then turn these around, and here, same thing, and flip these. They're like landing gear, kind of, right? And then you have this, and I think that's pretty much it, transformation-wise. Everything else is, this thing flips down. And everything else is pretty much how you would like it to be armored up. So once again, we'll stop here. I will armor it up the way I want to. And then we'll come back and take a look. Once again, it's totally up to you. But I'm okay with this configuration. And I think this works really well for what this is. Now, you know, I think this guy came with a Megatron also, but I don't have that Megatron here, at least that I see. So, you know, he would probably look cool standing there with all this stuff. Like, I don't have really anything negative to say about this. I think that for the character, for kind of how we have known to understand and identify with the character and the character's modes, I think that this is entirely acceptable and appropriate for the design. And like the fact that you can kind of arm it up however you see fit and design it in a way to suit your needs, I think that that's pretty brilliant. Final thoughts wise, are you ready for my complaint? My complaint is that I don't have a place to put this guy in my collection. That's my complaint. There's really not a whole lot wrong with this. It does rely on a lot of different colored plastics for color breakup instead of paint, but it doesn't really bother me. There's a lot of paint in the alt modes. Maybe if there was more paint that showed in the dinosaur mode, that would have been nice, but I don't think it's necessary. I think this is great. The materials are great. The articulation is great. It's fun. You can flip it back and forth easily without any sort of issue, and you can design it a different way every time when you add on the accessories and whatnot. Like it has translucent plastics, it has light up features, it has die cast. Like, this kind of checks all the marks on the way down. It's like the guys that made this had a little sheet and just like boom, 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 boom. Alright, are we about ready to go into production? Materials good? Joints, paint, articulation, interesting things, playability? Good, good, good. Let's go ahead then. Alright, does it fit in the box? Ship them all. I got nothing bad to say about it. It's pretty great. I'm like searching because, like, you know, you want to make sure that you give some sort of criticism. Maybe if they had like little hole fillers when you didn't want to use all the accessories, you could like plug in the hole fillers so that it cleaned up a bit better. I don't know. That's the kind of nitpicking I have to do here in order to give something about this a negative mark. I mean, it's superb. Well done. If you like this design or aesthetic, or once again like to have a couple little robots to kind of mess with at the desk or whatever when you have your bagel, have your coffee, this is a good one to add to it. It's superb. I don't know. It's outstanding, man. Pick this up if you're interested, if you're a fan of the character, or you like these little guys, or you just like something fun to mess with here and there. It's sturdy too, so I think it'll hold up under kids and whatnot. Yeah, grab it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.